Welcome back to Corky Gachas, and in this video we are going to take on Adrian once again in stage 10-20. Let's dive right in. So as you can see, my free-to-play progression is now up to stage 10-30. I have not tried tackling this stage itself, but with an Adrian it's going to be quite troublesome, but we have a lot of attacks to use against Adrian, right? So definitely that video will come out soon and we will tackle this stage pretty soon. But today we're looking at 10-20, so let us change the graphic as usual like this, and now we are looking at 10-20. So the formation itself is in assault formation, and the reason why it's in assault formation is because you can see the team itself, right? There is Adrian, there is Prim, there is Naya, Violet, as well as Talia. So Talia plus Naya plus Prim is the most problematic thing in this lineup itself. Of course, Adrian is as usual problematic, but at least we can still like cheese the Adrian given that it's like solo in front. So if you guys haven't seen that video on 10-10, right, there was an Adrian that was a solo in front and we managed to cheese it with the Chloe Ton tech, right? So you do need VV to pull off this cheese itself. If you haven't seen, go see that video, but this video you can see one more time also. So right here we are going to definitely run the Chloe. So this one doesn't have to, like, it goes without saying, we're definitely going to run Chloe. We need to taunt the Adrian so that it doesn't hook our backline. And then the second problem here is that unlike 9-40, right, the problem here is the Prim is now supported by a Talia as well as a Naya. So Naya sleeps you, but Talia increases the mana of the Prim so that it heals extra frequently, right? Meaning that if you don't have a lot of DPS, I feel like this stage is going to definitely be a problematic thing for you. So I don't think it's possible to not rent units, for at least for my like levels itself, right? I did have to rent units, and what I did was that I rented a Naya, because after the VV fix, right, the lineup itself for this opponent team is not going to be favorable for our VV ulti, so we need Naya to do the damage. And of course, how do you do as much damage as possible when the Prim is healing a bunch, right? You have to put it at the backline and give it the 16% attack so that it's able to do as much damage with the ulti as possible. Then we put in our Lindsay. I think I was testing in the run itself, I was testing the Lindsay versus Clara, right? I realized that I don't really need Clara since I already have the Chloe tech, so I just went with Lindsay. We don't have enough damage, so I went full damage, and I did not even have any like healers, so to speak, right? No Catherine, there's no Clara, nothing really like this. So we just ran with like all DPS units, and I think it was this exact formation. So what can you guys do if this like lineup itself you cannot pull it off, right? So I would definitely say that the Naya like rental unit is quite key. However, I feel that the problem in this whole opponent lineup is the Prim. So Chloe tech can control the Adrian, so that's settled already. The second problem you need to solve is the Prim problem. So it's either you kill all of them, which is why we have the Naya, like you sleep all of them, CC all of them so that Prim can't heal, or you can try to kill Prim by herself, and for that itself I think you do need Jacqueline. But like you can see here, right, if you run Jacqueline with this lineup, you only have 10% attack and 10% HP, so not very ideal. Unless you were to not run Lindsay. If you don't run Lindsay, you can run something else. You can run like a Petra, and then yeah, this might also work, but I'm not sure if this is enough DPS. But at least you do kill the Prim, and that's most important. And without the Lindsay, you might have a bit of a DPS problem. So yeah, that might be something you guys have to take note. That's how I would recommend going around if you don't have the Naya. But of course, if you can just rent the Naya, right, make your life easy and just click on the ulti, and you can close your eyes and win the game. So, but enough said, now let's dive into the gameplay. So on to the gameplay, you can see right here, we still have Clara in the team because we just lost with it. So we decided, okay, Clara needs to go. We lost because we timed out, I think. So we needed more DPS. I just decided, put in Lindsay, should be able to do the thing. Anyway, Clara can't really sustain, right? Even if Clara uses her ulti, she can't survive the second round of like units barrage anyways. So I decided, just go with Lindsay, go big or go home, right? You just need to do enough damage so that they cannot even heal, and that's what exactly happened. It's quite brutal how we massacre this whole team here. Look at this. right? The VV lineups, its ulti did minimal damage, right? The VV's role here on my team now is just support. So yeah, the Lindsay did quite a bit of damage, and then it managed to also tank the ultis of the opponent's team with its evasion. Very, very useful. So Talia, like I mentioned, it's a freaking problem because it gives mana. So yeah, luckily we have this OP Naya, which did over 70% damage with its main skill as well as its ultimate. So even though they heal back to like 70%, right, still not going to be a problem because they cannot heal enough, right? That's the thing. You need to find a way to out heal the freaking Prim, or out damage the freaking Prim's heal. So that is my solution to it. Just use Naya and then yeah, press ulti. Very, very simple. In fact, I think the people struggling with this is probably just having a lack of DPS, and Naya is that solution to everything, right, in this lineup. So yeah, it managed to hook my the Adrian managed to hook my VV, because after which you can only guarantee the first set of cheese, right? After that, it all depends on RNG, but doesn't really matter at this point. It's 4v1. Very simply, we're just going to click one more time Naya ulti, and then yeah, this is pretty much just GG. Very, very easy. And don't blink, guys. You will see the damage for itself on the stats. Yeah, Naya is pretty freaking ridiculous. Look at this, 1.2 M damage. My Lindsay only did 300k, so yeah. And that about does it for this stage review of stage 10-20. I think it's pretty straightforward, and unlike stage 10-25 in the video over here, you might have a lot more difficulty. So definitely check that out. This is Koki Achas signing off.